Hey ladies, how's it going? It's your favorite yogurt male. Just trying to make it out the dairy section. And today I want to talk about a book. I did a little bit of opposition research. um but nah, in all seriousness, this is a book which my the one and only partner I've ever had recommended to me, and so that's why I'm talking about it because I finally read it, and that's uh Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice. And let me just say from the outset, like, I actually liked it a lot. I recently talked on here about my three times great grandmother, Vicenta La Parra de la Cerda. And she wrote a book with similar themes, that I didn't really like. Like, yeah, I admire her for being a woman and stuff and writing it and stuff, but like, I didn't really think it was that good as a story. Um, but this book, on the other hand, I went in expecting not to like it, and I ended up really liking it. And part of the reason I really liked it is because it's a book mainly about relationships, and yeah, and there's a lot of stuff that, because it's written from a female perspective by another woman, right? Like, I didn't even consider, like, there are a lot of times in that book, and yeah, I know it's about the bourgeoisie, right? um but still, there were a lot of times where I'm like, wow, women think about that stuff, where it's like, oh, the way Elizabeth looked at Darcy was so and so, and she could notice his face, or she noticed that with the twist of his hand, it meant everything to her. Stuff like that, where as like as guys, yeah, we may think about that stuff, but like, you know in terms of the courting processes for back then, it all seems kind of elaborate. There's a specific way you're supposed to talk to people and whatnot, and like, you know again, as a guy, it's just not something that comes into our minds too often, if that makes sense. I guess it would help if I used a more modern example, and a more modern example to me would be in Star Wars, the out of the latest trilogy, like, the relationship between Kylo Ren and Rey, like, because I'm gonna go off on a tangent. I promise it's relevant, but um, I went to go see that movie with, I think it was episode 9, the last episode, or episode 8. It's the episode where they finally kiss and stuff. And me and my friend who went to go see it, also a guy, um, when after the movie was over and everything, we were talking about it, saying that it was pretty good and stuff like that. And but we both agreed that that kiss scene between Kylo Ren and Rey was out of left field. Like, there was no indication. Um and but you know what, all of my women friends, all of my female friends were like, what? How could you not know? It was obvious since episode 7 that something was gonna happen between them. And I'm like, wait, what? Why? And especially my partner at the time, the same one that, eventually was my motivation to read Pride and Prejudice. Um, she was like, yeah, the way she looked at him and stuff like that, it was just so obvious. And I'm like, huh? I was like that, the spotted cat. Huh? 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 Um, but yeah, like, none of my guy friends could see it coming. And that's how I felt reading Pride and Prejudice. I'm like, what? But again, it was interesting as a guy to sort of get into a woman's mind. I know it's fiction and I know it's just for the upper classes, but still. Um, Now one of the things that I don't really like, and those of you that have watched my channel um know that this is the case, is that um and I know it's of its time, but still I'm gonna say something about it. And that's that it kind of got into a lot of the like, oh, I can fix him and make him a better man and stuff. I mean, towards the end, spoiler alert, um, Darcy even says like when Elizabeth is fully informed of his character and all the stuff that he did for her and stuff like that, he even says like, without you, I wouldn't have been able to be inspired to become a better man. And it just sort of came off like it was encouraging ladies to go after um basically um not nice guys just so they can have a shot at being redeemed or fixing them. And I don't really agree with that, because as a disabled guy um with many struggles, I've had that happen a lot, and I just don't find it healthy. I know that's what it was at the time, and I know, people can change and stuff like that, but that's just my opinion. I didn't like that shift at the end. Like, if Jane Austen had just left that part out, I would have been happy. It would have been a good story about how people can change and full of twists and turns and stuff, but that was really um the only thing I didn't like. And Jane was my favorite character. Jane, I really felt like, I don't know, it felt at times Elizabeth was a little whiny, and you know, she does acknowledge that to herself towards the end of the book, right? But like, I don't know, Jane was hot. I'm gonna say it. Jane's personality was nice, and I know she's described as the prettiest, but that's not really why I like her character. Um. So yeah. There you go. That's me mansplaining Pride and Prejudice. And, in advance, ladies, I'm sorry for the mansplanation, but I had to do it. I had to do it, man. Any any self-respecting yogurt male trying to make it out the dairy section would. All right, see you.